A spectacular cosmic event tore through the midnight sky over the Cascade Mountains. It wasn't just a streak of light, it was a screaming wound in the atmosphere, burning with a sickly green fire. The impact occurred deep in the Blackwood Reserve, miles from the sleepy town of Oakhaven. By the time the local sheriff arrived, there was only a smoking crater, no rock, no metal. They assumed whatever it was had vaporized on impact. They were wrong. The traveler hadn't died. It had simply gone to seed. 3 months later, the trouble started in the dark, forgotten arteries of Oakhaven. Arthur Pendleton, a municipal sanitation inspector, was the first to see it. He was clearing a blockage in a sewer line. It wasn't the usual mess of roots. This was a dense knot of tendrils, the color of bruised plums, pulsing with a faint warmth. When he tried to cut one, it shrieked a sound felt only as a sudden migraine. Purpled sap, thick as motor oil, bled from the cut. He filed a report about anomalous fungal growth, but the chemical flush he ordered only seemed to make it grow faster. Within weeks, the organism spread like a vast, sentient nervous system beneath the asphalt, feeding on the town's waste. It choked water mains, causing faucets to sputter with violet sludge. The transition from nuisance to nightmare happened when the plant sought light. Mrs. Agnes Higgins went into a cellar to get a jar of peaches and never came back up. When police investigated, her basement was no longer a basement. It was a grotto. The walls were carpeted in shimmering moss. Thick stalks grew from the floor, and in the center, a massive flower bud pulsed rhythmically. There was no sign of Mrs. Higgins. Panic began to spread. Everyone had a story, strange rattling in their pipes, a sweet, metallic smell from utility grates. More people went missing. A plumber tried to record the pulsating vines in a basement. The recovered video showed a massive pod unfurling from the ceiling before a tendril lashed out with terrifying speed. The recording ended with a wet, muffled crunch. At an emergency town hall meeting, it was Arthur who made the terrifying connection. He stood up, his voice shaking. It's listening. Not with ears, but it knows when we disturb it. It knows when we see it. Every time someone shines a light on it, they don't come back. The exodus began the next day, but it was too late. Monstrous stalks burst through the pavement, blocking the roads. They unfurled cannabisized leaves that blocked out the sun, bathing Oakhaven in an eerie twilight. Flowers bloomed, releasing clouds of sweet, intoxicating pollen. Those who breathed it and wandered dazedly toward the writhing roots, only to be pulled gently beneath the soil. Arthur watched from a ridge overlooking the town. Oakhaven was unrecognizable. A terrarium. The church steeple was wrapped in glowing vines, its cross replaced by a massive blossom. The houses were mere trellises for this alien architecture. The screaming had stopped. Now there was only the deep, resonant thrumming of a star trevally that had finally found a new home. The forest had returned, reclaimed by a seed that traveled the tears to plant its garden on a graveyard.